All right, what's going on, everybody? This is the midweek report, and oh goodness, man, it is a few days away from the third encounter between Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder. This will be for the WBC Heavyweight Championship of the World. It will be in T-Mobile Arena. Yes, we did have the press conference that did take place earlier today. You had, of course, a little back and forth between Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder. You had Sugar Hill Stewart and Malik Scott also give their thoughts about this upcoming fight. And it looks like, everybody is ready to go for this fight that is going to, just go down here on Saturday night, man. It looks like it is um, a real interesting battle, and I'm kind of looking at a few things that I did see in that particular press conference. Also, with what took place in the grand arrivals that happened yesterday at the entrance to the T-Mobile Arena over in Las Vegas, and you did have the thoughts from Deontay Wilder, also from Tyson Fury yesterday, and then that carried over to today. And the things that I'm getting off of both fighters is that you have Deontay Wilder initially coming in. He looked like he was calm, cool, feeling pretty good about what he was doing to prepare for this particular battle. While on the flip side, you have Tyson Fury, very confident that he has seen everything that he needs to see from Deontay Wilder, in that there isn't really much that Deontay Wilder could do in order to get to Tyson Fury. And I think there are elements from both fighters that they feel like they're taking stuff from the previous fights into this fight. And I would say that they shouldn't really expect, what they saw in the previous two fights in this fight. I don't think that Deontay Wilder should take away what he was able to do in the first fight, and also what he saw from the second fight from Tyson Fury and bringing into this fight, and think that he's seen everything that he needs to see from Tyson Fury. And on the flip side, with Tyson Fury, he hasn't necessarily really seen everything that he can see from Deontay Wilder in those first two fights as well. I will say that the first fight, you really saw Tyson Fury kind of slip a little bit when it came to the mid rounds and the late rounds, and that he kind of was going to tendencies when it came to trying to get away from Deontay Wilder's punches. But as a result, he actually got hit by Deontay Wilder's hooks when he was ducking down after the first punch was thrown by Deontay Wilder. And then on the flip side, I think that Deontay Wilder had been a little bit too confident in his power and in his right hand, that he didn't really kind of try to do things to set up his shots. And then particularly in that second fight, when Tyson Fury established the distance early and then got to his front foot early, then Deontay Wilder was pretty much at a disadvantage. So, he kind of was in a bad way in that second fight. And thing is, he really should not kind of like expect those type of things to happen when it comes to this third fight. Now, Tyson Fury looks like he wants to try to duplicate what he did in the first fight, kind of like go ahead and try to, fight off that front foot, go off of that and say that, hey, I still don't feel like Deontay Wilder could fight off his back foot. That's something that, we kind of like feels like, yo, I don't see him, fighting off his back foot. That's not, a good look for him. Um, in that, you kind of like see the thing with Deontay Wilder, he would have to do something where he doesn't end up being on his back foot. Like he is probably better off doing something where he's kind of standing stationary or he's going to be the aggressor in this particular fight. But, this thing here with the press conference, you kind of like seeing the energy from both guys. And, on Deontay Wilder's side, he was talking about him, having a great camp, feeling good in camp, having, a good, group around him, that there weren't, that many distractions out there, and that he feels that, Malik Scott has been able to, do a good job, working with him as far as like preparing for this particular bout and having his mind clear and his mind, basically focused on just figuring out how to defeat Tyson Fury. And Tyson Fury, on the flip side, as a response is that, and you kind of like seen it in the initial, press conference months ago, that he feels like Malik Scott can't necessarily teach Deontay Wilder anything in order for him to get to the better of Tyson Fury in this fight or any other, fight that there is. I know that, Fury and his trainer, Sugar Hill, kind of like said that Fury would come in there up to 300 pounds. I don't really see that. I don't even see him being that much higher than 275 pounds, man. I really just don't see that. So, I mean, Tyson Fury trying to get in there with the mind games still, talking a lot, getting into, what Deontay Wilder's psyche is. Shout out to Gunn, man, coming in here with the midweek report, man. We talk about this whole thing with Fury and Wilder. You had the press conference earlier today, of course, the grand rivals yesterday. And, we've seen the whole verbal spat in the last 5 minutes between those two. You had the thing with Tyson Fury bringing up the question of, if, Deontay Wilder felt like Tyson Fury cheated him in that second fight in February 2020, why would he go ahead and change trainers? You saying like, look, if you feel like you were good enough to beat me in the second fight and that I had to cheat in order to beat you, then you shouldn't have been able to change trainers. That was the point that he was trying to bring up to Deontay Wilder there at the end of today's press conference. Deontay Wilder responded saying, hey, you changed your trainers, between, after the first fight and the second fight. And, we kind of like try to get back at him with that particular response. The thing about it is that, hey, what does that mean as far as like what both fighters wanted to do in both of those occasions? Does it mean that, they wanted to have a change in strategy in between those fights? Maybe that is the case. And we're going to see, with Deontay Wilder, if adding Malik Scott as his main trainer was, something of a strategic adjustment for Deontay Wilder here. I don't think it's like something where it was in any case where he feels like, okay, yeah, you cheated against me. You're not really that good. You're not good enough to really beat me straight up. But, like I was saying, you had the first fight ended in a draw. Second fight ended up being a 7th round stoppage for Tyson Fury. And you still have, the numbers out there saying that, look, he's still, favored, Tyson Fury, that is still favored to win this third fight. And so, we got to wait it out and see, what is going to happen here in this battle. You got, like I said, Tyson Fury's there undefeated, man. Unbeaten, has, the victory over Deontay Wilder to get that WBC title. We're saying like this is kind of like the last fight between these two fighters. This is like, trilogy like we haven't necessarily had since Bo Holyfield, So it's going to be a real good little scrap. I think, we got to see like how these guys kind of like are approaching this fight here with a couple of days left to go. I've kind of like heard from a few people that Deontay Wilder seems like he, is halfway confident, but kind of like his focus is kind of getting away because he's more driven towards the whole getting the revenge part instead of just going in there and getting a win. And Tyson Fury kind of like mentioned that. He kind of like said, look, I ain't here to, hurt Deontay Wilder. I'm just here, to get the win and be the victor in this fight. And I think that, that type of energy is something where he kind of like feels like, what? I know what Deontay Wilder could be capable of, and I'm going to kind of like be wary of that. And I think on the other side with Deontay Wilder is like he just feels like I basically think that it's kind of like back to the attitude of how he was before the first fight, where, like I said, he was undefeated. He, had knocked out or stopped every fighter up to that point in that first fight. And that confidence kind of like was driving him against Tyson Fury in the first fight. But by the time that first bell started, then he kind of like seen that, hey, this is a completely different opponent than the guys that he had faced up to that point. I mean, he had 40 fights up to that point to facing Tyson Fury, and like everybody had been either knocked out or stopped. But that's the thing is that he hadn't fought somebody like Tyson Fury who looks like he would not accept defeat by any means necessary. And so I think that's the thing that I'm kind of like seeing from Deontay Wilder. I don't think that he has fully grasped that he's going up against somebody that really feels like he just does not want to lose. And I think that Wilder should have just seen that after what happened in the first fight. He was able to score 2 knockdowns in the first fight. And after those knockdowns happened and Tyson Fury got up, Tyson Fury didn't necessarily survive. He just pretty much got back into Deontay Wilder. Like he tried to do what he needed to do in order to get that back. And I think that Deontay Wilder has to realize that, listen, just about everything that you try to do, Tyson Fury is going to try to get that back. And you got to be able to be wary of that, or else you're gonna, you're gonna be in a little bit of trouble in that instance. You're gonna be going into something where you kind of like see that, hey, look, you're going up against a guy in Tyson Fury that just has that element of, look, I do not feel like I should be losing to anybody, particularly to someone like Deontay Wilder in his sense. He just feels like Deontay Wilder does not have the overall ability to defeat him. And that's something that I feel like, Deontay Wilder has to go ahead and deal with in this particular case is that, I'm a guy that, had been able to defeat just about everybody that I've been able to face, been able to knock out everybody that I face. But I can't be able to, have the thing where I'm kind of stuck on what happened in the second fight. And I think you kind of like seen it in the press conference that he still is thinking about what happened in the second fight, that it was like an aberration, that it came out of nowhere, that, it shouldn't have happened, that some type of, thing, came out of the blue, that, the trainer that was on my side pretty much betrayed me. And I'm like, okay, if you feel that way, then you feel that way, but move on, and Tyson Fury basically just said, you know what, he's not here now, move on. You haven't still been able to accept defeat. And so if, it looks like if he hasn't really completely moved on from that, can he be able to clear his mind enough to say, this is a new day, this is a new fight, I'm a new fighter. He did say that he's reinvented, rejuvenated, and all that type of stuff. But come Saturday is when we really figure out if that is the case, if he is really rejuvenated, if he is really reinvented, if he's, a guy that kind of like has made the steps needed in order to defeat Tyson Fury. And, you kind of like seen like how and I felt like it was kind of funny to me how you saw the trainers for both fighters pretty much give the trainer on the opposite side lots of respect, but you didn't see that nowhere near that when it came to Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder themselves. So it's going to be somewhat of a strategic battle between the corners of these two fighters, but it'll also be, it'll end up being some type of war, I would think, here for this particular bout between Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder. I think that, with whatever happens in this particular fight, is going to be interesting to see how the boxing world reacts to it. I've kind of like seen things from both sides. Like, if Tyson Fury wins, he'll go ahead and he'll move on. He'll probably, see about waiting it out to see what happens with the rematch between Alexander Usyk and Anthony Joshua. We've heard reports that the WBC would want to pit the winner of this fight against the winner of Dylan White versus Otto Walling. I guess they're gonna make that Dylan White Otto Walling fight a final eliminator of sorts, so that the winner of that fight is the mandatory challenger for the WBC championship. And we kind of know that Anthony Joshua has invoked the rematch clause against Alexander Usyk, and that fight will most likely happen around February or March or something like that. So we got October 9th here, man, with this thing between Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder. It's supposed to be a big fight and everything, man. I think that folks have been looking forward to this thing going down. And it's something that, I kind of like feel like, this is a real battle that's going to happen with these two heavyweights, man. This is something, real big, man. I kind of like feel like, hey, this thing is a real kind of like a real big bad encounter for Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder, man. And there's a lot on the line, especially with Deontay Wilder, it seems, because if you see like at the end of this press conference, Tyson Fury was trying to get at him saying that, listen, I'm going to pretty much finish your career. Like, your legacy is done. There's going to be no more legacy for you, Deontay Wilder, after this fight, because he feels like he's going to stop Deontay Wilder once again, and that second defeat will pretty much like crush Deontay Wilder and his overall psyche, so to speak. I mean, I kind of like said, like immediately after what happened in February of 2020, that first loss, for somebody that had been up to that particular point, either knocking out or stopping everybody, with the exception of the draw that happened with Tyson Fury, that was going to get to the psyche of Deontay Wilder. But he's been saying that he's been working on trying to get it back ever since that loss happened. And so, um, so, so we're gonna see what's gonna happen on Saturday night. We got somebody that's about to join in, and you'll see. Why you?
Bomb
Come
Squad!
on, man. Why'd you have to type that in as your name?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. The time is
Oh God.
coming.
Oh, oh no. It would, man. You know what? I should have seen something like this coming. It would have either been this or glass a glass. I should have freaking known.
The time is coming.
Oh God.
We here.
Oh, oh my goodness,
Time's
man.
coming.
Oh man. Yo, listen, man. Yeah, it looks like Wilder is pretty much ready to go, man.
Oh
He
yeah.
said he's ready to go.
Oh yeah.
You see, you see Tyson Fury being a little bit jittery or something like what?
I don't know what's up with Fury. It's always awkward silence with him, you know?
Oh, he's like an enigma, so to speak, man. It's like either he'll be in a full. You know what was kind of weird? Like, how did he get that WBC mask, man? Like, did Mauricio Suleiman
Maybe.
give him that or something? You know what I'm
Maybe.
saying? Yo, I kind of felt like that was pretty interesting there, man. Um, oh, yesterday, man, they did like kind of talk about those the judges that are going to be part of this, and also the referee, that they had changed the referee. And when I heard that yesterday, there was like a report out that Wilder's boy didn't said that Deontay Wilder didn't know that.
Yeah, but who cares? As
You
long as
think?
referee and Kenny Bayless, I don't think it should be an issue.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, as long as it's not that
Crab with a
crab in a
bucket.
barrel
Crab. Oh
referee,
man.
then it doesn't matter.
Oh, oh man, but is it JD still with the team? How come he isn't disloyal?
Why not? He made a mistake. Why? See, this is what pisses me off about people. Wilder explained that already. He said that he felt JD's made a mistake, and maybe JD shouldn't have been the one checking the gloves. That's why they brought in Don Turner to look at the gloves. You know, it is what it is. He made a mistake. It wasn't malicious, but that disloyal trainer, that was malicious.
Oh, come on, man. I
That
thought we
was
was for the
malicious by that
brothers.
disloyal trainer. That
Oh
man
man.
who couldn't wait to go on British airwaves and absolutely shit on Deontay Wilder.
Who is it? What's that guy's name?
That disloyal trainer, that's his name.
No, no, I'm talking about the guy that he with the show that he went on.
I forgot. It was some British show.
Oh man. Oh, that was nuts, man. But yo, they got, of course, Russell Moore is going to be the referee, man. You got the whole thing here with Tim Cheatham, Dave Moretti, and Steve Weisfeld will be the judges coming up in this particular bout. But it seems like the money is for this fight to end in a stoppage, a knockout, or a TKO. Um, and you had Deontay Wilder coming to the press conference in a red outfit.
Yeah, man, back in blood, baby.
Man, but
You know
I,
what the
I,
red stand for, right?
oh gosh. Oh,
You don't know what the
the,
red stand for?
oh man, the blood that's gonna be shed.
Nah, the red is for that's the funeral colors for his native Nigeria tribe because they are planning Tyson Fury's funeral.
Oh boy. I just hope that he's gonna be patient enough, man, to try to not get overboard if he sees like if Tyson Fury is hurt, man, because he tried that in the first fight, and you saw what happened there,
We'll
you
see.
know. So that was the thing, man. But how about the back and forth with Malik Scott and Sugar Hill Stewart? That they were kind of like almost a parallel to Fury and Wilder. They were almost kissing it up, man.
Yeah, I think Malik Scott is a little tired of all these motherfuckers, and I don't blame him. I'm sick of it. Listen, we just ready for the fight to be here. That's it. We need the fight to be here.
Oh man, you need to fight to be here. I guess other people need to fight to be here, but also, what's up with Kate Abdo, man?
Hey,
Listen, they brought this chick over from the UK in order to try to start some shit. Man, didn't I tell Tom Brown that we don't need a face off? They told her that we're not doing a face off. I said we're not doing a face off. And what does she do? She calls for a face off. Fuck her and fuck them.
yeah, that was funny. That was right up there with Adrian Broner saying "fuck you" and "fuck boxing, brother." But my question is, why didn't Tyson Fury want to face off?
Nah, he said he wanted one. He said he wanted one.
So why did Bob say that we said we didn't want one? Is it the promoter that didn't want to face off?
Yeah, because that's what he was saying. That's what he told Kate. He told Kate, no, no, no. When Tyson Fury was just standing there. You
Okay.
know, yeah. And Bob Ann was like, fuck no, we're not having a face off. Didn't you see what the fuck happened with Canelo Alvarez and Caleb Plant? Look,
Okay.
we're not putting this fight at risk. We are going to have this fucking fight on Saturday.
See, I didn't
And
catch
there
all
was
that.
no security. Where was the security? There was no security on stage. So if we had a face off and anything happened, oh my God.
Yeah,
Look,
that Bob is right.
you know,
Bob is right because I don't want anything to get in the way of this fight. Believe me.
hey, my guy Mill told me, man, like they said, the thing with the previous the previous date, like they had already lost money from that.
Oh,
You know,
definitely.
because when you had the booking of the date, you reserved the date for the venue. That's a holding fee, to reserve the venue. So with that loss, man, they lost that money. So then they had to reserve the date for the venue again.
Damn.
So they definitely gotta have this fight, but hook or by crook, man. So you're gonna have like the thing for the weigh-in. It's gonna be the same thing as what happened before the second fight. You'll have, one guy weigh in and another guy weigh in, and then they'll be like 15 feet across from each other in their quote unquote face off.
Now let me ask you a question. If they were to not uh, adhere to these no face off rules, do you think a fight could break out between these two guys?
Um, Depends on who's there with them.
So I
I
feel
think
like
with
both guys have pretty much always been professional in the lead up to these fights.
yeah, but I think the thing with the remember the thing for the original press conference that happened when they did have that long face off for like 5 minutes or something.
Yeah, nobody got into a fight.
Well, almost did.
You
What was it?
felt you felt like it could have gone somewhere.
That little dude was trying to start something.
I didn't feel like it would have got anywhere.
The little like the smallest dude in the whole group was trying to
Isn't
start
that how
something,
it
man.
always is?
Pretty much. Smallest dude always starting shit.
Yeah.
Oh man, that kind of that kind of like had some things that I was kind of like really leery about was were they going to do something, but in a sense I don't think that at least at that time I don't know because remember pretty much near the end of it you kind of seen like Fury try to provoke Wilder to a certain extent to see if he would like really get up or something. So
Yeah,
yeah,
but
I don't
Wilder
think.
wasn't going to get up for him.
Yeah, so that was the thing on that, man. Um, but I mean that was it, man. They had their whole little press conference thing and had the whole press conference. You had the grand arrivals and all that type of stuff going on. Um, man, few days away, man. Few days away.
Can't wait.
You know,
Can't
it's
wait.
gonna be something, man. Um, Man, I was trying to see if like if there was anything else there real quick that people wanted to drop in as far as like the what happened in the press conference or whatnot, man. I think there was more stuff coming from Bob Arum. What Bob Arum was saying, man, like shut the fuck up, you little prick. Yeah, that's right, you little prick.
Bob Arum, you fucking legend.
Like I said, man, Mike Coppinger been taking L's all year.
Yeah.
but but to a point, Mike Coppinger kind of had a little bit of a point there
No, he
because
didn't.
what? So you mean to tell me that you didn't want Teofimo Lopez to get paid?
I did want Teofimo Lopez to get paid. But that doesn't mean that Mike Coppinger should interrupt Bob Arum while he's talking, first of all. I think that's what set Bob off. He's in the middle of talking. And then and don't forget, Bob was already mad at him because of the whole thing with Oscar Valdez. You remember Bob called for him to be fired.
Oh well, he might get fired now.
Yeah, you
He
remember Bob
certainly,
called for him to be fired.
man, he ain't even been on ESPN for like 2 months. Like, doesn't this guy know that he's supposed to be talking good about our fighters? What the fuck is his problem? Oh my God, yo, that was the greatest, man. That was the greatest, man. Uh, I was like, man, whew, yeah, man. A few days away, man. We got the weigh-in coming up too, man. You know how it is. You got Anrenhofer, kind of like stealing your idea, man. He said he's gonna wait until the weigh-in. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
For not
man.
just for that fight, but also for the Kalnaki Hellenius fight, man.
How much you think Tyson Fury gonna end up weighing?
280 at most. At
That's a
most.
lot.
Yeah, but I mean, he was 270 for the second fight. But I don't think he's anywhere near 300. Like you see him out there right now, I don't think he's anywhere near 300. Like if he had like another 30, 25 to 30 pounds on him, you would have been able to see it. Even with what he was wearing, you would have been able to see it. You know, um, I just don't think that he would come in there over 280 pounds. Like he wouldn't be able to really move. That wouldn't be a good look for him. Even with what you were talking about with Wilder, kind of like building up more weight to be about 230, 235.
Yeah.
I just don't see like Tyson Fury getting to 280. That would be a bad move in his part. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, looks like Tank has kind of let the cat out the bag, man. So
Yep.
is Tank signing up for KOs or?
Hey, man. You know I've been calling for this fight.
Oh man, he posted it on there, man. He said, "Look, I'm going up against Rolando Romero. Hey, they say it's gonna be on the Sunday pay-per-view though, man.
Yeah.
I
Well,
gotta
cause
see
December 4th is Championship Saturday for college football.
for college football. Yeah, yeah, I would have still had it. It ain't like people are gonna be that much interested in the Pac-12 championship game now, especially since Oregon lost to fucking Stanford. God
Oh,
damn
I
it.
don't know nothing about college football. I don't watch it.
Okay, so there you go. So if you don't really care that much about college football, so why would anybody else really care that much about college football
Yeah.
to that level? Either you're someone who really is interested in boxing or you're really interested in college football. There's rarely any time when people are kind of like interested in both like me. But either way, like, come on, you probably could have had, you know, some Big Ten championship game going on, and then after that happens, then you could have the fight. I'm like, what's wrong with that?
Yeah.
But hey, I guess they feel like they've been getting some good numbers with the events that they've had on Sundays with pay-per-views. So I think that they're trying to go that route.
Oh, yeah, because only Showtime knows the numbers. Wasn't Jake Paul on a Sunday too?
Yeah,
And Floyd versus Logan Paul.
yeah, yeah. That's what I'm saying.
They,
Like,
they
don't.
they know something about these Sundays that other people don't know.
Yeah, like yeah. They just feel like maybe we get more people around to be there on Sundays. But I mean, who knows? I gotta check something else out too because you got remember Sunday night football still happens though. You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
you
it's going
got
to be the 49ers against the Seahawks.
mm,
The
I don't
49ers against the Seahawks.
I don't know about what those guys gonna do. It's gonna be up in the air as far as that is concerned. But I guess they feel like maybe they can still get a good amount of people to to watch. You know what I'm saying? So I don't
Hey,
know, man.
listen, they know something about these Sunday pay-per-views that we don't know.
Yeah, and maybe they could build up something. I mean, and the thing is, Showtime, man. So they could get some CBS folks to gravitate over. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, maybe they feel like they got something good going with this one. And maybe I mean, like there might be a little bit of a shot here where, yeah, that maybe Rolly Romero could get to Tank Davis, man. Folks saying like, hey, Tank Davis is open to getting hit with some big shots, so maybe Rolly Romero got a shot that could really hurt Tank Davis, maybe.
Hey, you never listen. All we know is both these motherfuckers hit hard.
So someone's gonna get knocked.
Yep. Well, if someone's gonna get knocked out, because both of these dudes, they've shown that they got a real chin on them.
Yeah, that's kind of true. They do. Yeah, they do have a little bit of a beard too. So hey, maybe they could take each other's big shots, man, and we could get a good little scrap for 12 rounds. You know, it's kind of big and interesting for me to like kind of like see leading up to this, but we'll find out, man. Like, hey, I think people will be kind of hyped for it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Um, did you hear about like what Luis Ortiz said?
Oh yeah. He listen. I don't mind him fighting Joe Joyce. So funny thing is, he's already let the cat out the bag that he's coming back on the Tank undercard. Why wouldn't
Yes.
Joe Joyce want to make that fight?
Because I think that with Ortiz letting that cat out the bag, that they already have an opponent set up.
No, 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 no. He
Hmm.
said he don't have an opponent yet.
Hmm. Well, would Joe Joyce go ahead and do that fight? I don't know. Maybe the money would be there. Maybe it wouldn't. I would choose I would pick Joe Joyce to win. Um,
Ooh.
although, I would think would be a closer fight with Luis Ortiz, Charles Martin.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Uh, Joe Joyce does get hit.
Yeah, he does, but he can take a punch though.
Luis Ortiz has a lot of power, though.
Uh,
He'd probably be the hardest hitter that Joyce has faced.
maybe. I'm just trying to figure out how Luis Ortiz couldn't get Christian Hammer out of there, you know. But yeah, who knows, man? If they're gonna have that fight, that's gonna be interesting. I don't know, cause didn't they say like the purse for the last pay per view, Tank Davis pay per view, the total purses were like fairly low, like for those undercard guys, which didn't make
Yeah.
much sense because of who they had on there. But
Yeah, but
that's
maybe being that the opponent is cheaper, because I would assume Rolly's a cheaper opponent. They have more money for the undercard, which is why they could afford Luis Ortiz in the first place.
it could be the case. It could be the case. So we'll see how they kind of like handle it out. Maybe your boy Steven Espinosa has some more money in the tank for
Yeah, the fact that it's a
for those.
Showtime card,
Yeah,
I'm already under the impression it's gonna be entertaining, regardless of who's on it. Because
yeah,
Showtime has done, they've earned that this year.
man. I wonder if they're gonna have if they're gonna make matchups to where it turns out that they have like all TKOs or KOs.
I hope so.
That's what happened in the last tank pay per view card. So um, that would be good on their part, man. That would be good on their part. Um,
Now, if Luis Ortiz doesn't fight Joe Joyce, you think Charles Martin would be a suitable replacement?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Like, I'm like, why not? Because you got like most of these other guys that are out there. They're kind of and the thing with Ortiz is that like if they put him or Ortiz against Martin, that could potentially be for IBF spot.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, so that's the thing, man. You could have that because I don't see much of another option there for Luis Ortiz other than what the bounty hunter.
Yeah, but he's tied to Trilla, isn't he?
Yeah,
Although
but
who knows what the fuck goes on with Trilla?
exactly,
Who
exactly. So
knows?
yeah, so I mean, what else? What else have you got going on out there for Triller? I mean, they have officially lost that Teofimo Lopez George Kambosos fight. So
Yeah.
I
What
think,
other heavyweights does PBC have that's available?
let's see.
I
Oh,
think
wait,
Charles
nah.
Martin would be it.
Yeah, Charles Martin, man. Because what happened? Remember what happened to our boy that got knocked out? You know, that was undefeated.
Are you
You
talking
know,
about Michael Coffey?
yeah, Michael
Yeah, he
Polite
wasn't gonna
Coffee.
be no co-feature on pay-per-view anyway, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, no way, no way they do that.
So that's that. And of course, Ruiz is recovering from his leg injury. So there's that. Um, yeah, they really don't have much anybody else, man. You
Now,
know.
is this a potential landing spot for Gary Russell versus Maxeo?
Could be. Has Knucklehead said stuff on Twitter yet?
No, but I
Hmm.
do wonder if Gary Russell would fight on a tank undercard. You know,
No,
Gary
he
Russell
probably
fights like
wouldn't. He probably wouldn't. He probably wouldn't do that. And you know him with his minimums basically. So yeah, I don't see him doing that. I really don't. Unless if the only way that I see him kind of like being on the undercard is if he wins and Tank wins, that's the next fight.
hey, they could set that up, and they could promote it to Gary Russell like that. Like, hey, listen, we need you on this undercard. If you win, you versus Tank next.
He'd be like, "Oh, Shorty, oh Slim, I don't know Slim,
Yeah.
I don't know Slim." I'm like, he thing is, how would they work that out though? Like I said, I mean, he got that price tag, so it's gonna be interesting to see how they would be able to get that thing organized if they want to put him on there. You know, um, I'm surprised that they don't have whatchamacallit considered on this undercard, but they ain't gonna put him on there. Chris Colbert versus um, Gutierrez.
I think Golden Boy won that, didn't
Oh, they
they?
won their bid.
Or did they come to agree? I think they came to agreement. No, no, they
Yeah, I thought
came
they
to
came to
agreement for that.
agreement.
But I think Golden Boy is going to be the lead promoter on that.
Uh, well, so that's that. So then, like we said, we probably don't have that much else out there, man. Unless if they're gonna have one of
Well, there's
those
a lot of PBC guys that don't have a fight date. You know, it's just that
140.
we have to think about who makes sense for a tank card. Because I think the tank cards, they're really treating it like it's a meaningful thing.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm trying to figure out like who else could be on there, man. Like
Maybe
they.
Pitbull Cruz versus
Oh,
Michelle Rivera.
wait. Yeah, that could be it. Yeah, because Isaac. Yeah, Cruz was a potential opponent for Tank. So
And you know they're gonna need a backup opponent in case
yeah,
Rolly has to drop out. So
Yeah.
usually Showtime has like a backup opponent
Backup opponent. Yeah.
around that weight class.
Yeah. So yeah, Cruz Rivera could make sense for that. Um, wait, isn't Jezreel Corrales with him?
Yeah, but nobody cares about
Yeah. Nobody cares about him.
no,
Yeah,
ain't
no
nobody
one
cares
really cares
about
so
that.
much about it. Yeah. So yeah, that's with that, man.
A lot of few guys that don't have a date though, and since they're in California, you know they're gonna put a Mexican on there.
Yep, they will. They will. That's kind of like customary that they would do that. So they'll end up doing that somehow. You know. Oh man.
It's too bad. Leo Santa Cruz versus Gary Russell unification is not in the cards because that would have been a perfect co-feature.
That would have been an awesome co-feature. That would have been an awesome co-feature. You know. And let's see if you know you know they could put 3 million up for that. You know.
Well,
I
you know
think
they
they
could
should.
because I don't think Rolly's going to be that expensive an opponent. Like I see
Yeah.
people upset saying, "Oh, why not he fight Devin Haney?" Well, I think Devin Haney, first of all, is going to be a more difficult fight to make because he's
Oh yeah.
basically Ahmad Hearn, and also it's going to cost more.
It's gonna cost a lot more. Cause he's the
Yeah,
most expensive lightweight. You know, he has the highest price tag with all the with all the lightweights, pretty
yeah.
much. So, like, I don't see like how they would be to make a fight with Devin Haney like that. So, yeah, I wouldn't really think about trying to have that type of a matchup though. So, who knows? Um, shoot, what about Angelo Leo being part of it? Who knows? Angelo
Now,
Leo could be, yeah,
maybe on like a preliminary card. I
yeah.
don't want to see these little dudes.
He said you don't really care about them, man. Just have like another type of 154-pound matchup happening, or something like that.
Yeah,
Um, damn, yeah, there really isn't much else out there for these cards, man. You know,
they should let Maul Charlo come back on the card.
yeah. But you think Maul is gonna be a undercard to I don't
Yeah,
know
absolutely.
who who they gonna have him up against?
Some bum Mexican. They can dig up a Mexican.
Maybe he can fight Luis Arias.
Uh,
uh,
yeah.
yeah, that wouldn't be. I guess that wouldn't be much of a attractive fight anyway. So who knows, man?
I mean, Arias
Uh,
beat Mayweather, so
yeah. So it could happen. It could happen, man. It could happen.
but I'm
Uh,
just dying for this weekend. And now
yeah.
I really want to see who they're gonna have Luis Ortiz fight. That is a big interest to me.
Yeah, like I said, man, if it ain't gotta be Joe Joyce, then it's gotta be Charles Martin. You
Yeah.
know, that would be something, man. Yeah, I'd rather have it be like a Charles Martin than like somebody, unless they like pull out somebody out of the blue.
I
Uh,
can't think of who. Because most of the heavyweights, the fringe ones are with Top Rank, or Frank Warren.
yeah,
Now Frank Warren does have the relationship with Showtime now, so I don't see why the Joyce fight can't happen.
yeah. I don't see why it can't. I mean, probably couldn't. Uh, and I don't know.
He probably think he can make more money headlining Joyce out in the UK against somebody.
Yeah, yeah. It's more likely that could happen, unless if they feel like they'll put him in against Mike Coffey. But yeah, I don't see them doing that either.
No, 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 no.
You know, I don't see them doing that.
Not after
So
Kofi got sent to hell by
yeah,
Conor McGregor.
yeah. So Yeah, I gotta see like how they're gonna end up setting up Luis Ortiz for that. So, because I think that they were really like kind of holding him out to face Ruiz, but with Ruiz having an injury, then they're just saying like, hey, let me just put in Ortiz against somebody and then see if he gets through that, and then have Ruiz versus Ortiz next year.
Yeah. Well, maybe
So
I'll throw it out as a Twitter poll. See who the people want to see Luis Ortiz fight next.
yeah, yeah. If it's Joe Joyce or if it's Charles Martin, and we'll see. You know, but that's pretty much it for this midweek report, man. Like I said, a few days away, man. We're gonna
Can't
see.
wait.
It's gonna be Judgment Day once again. Judgment Day.
Are you gonna
Uh,
do an instant reaction telecast, or are you gonna wait till Sunday?
Probably wait till Sunday because it's gonna be what? Damn, it might be close to
Yeah.
12 a.m., 1 o'clock.
Thank you.
I'll probably be out in a bar somewhere or something. Who knows?
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll probably wait till Sunday.
I know I'm probably gonna be at the bar.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, I'm making the bar order the fight.
Oh
I
man,
told my boy, I'll pull up, but I gotta order this fight.
yeah. You just want to fight, man. We'll bow out the bar as long as y'all order the fight. You know. So all right, man. That pretty much does it here, man. We go check in once again on Sunday with the results of what's going to happen. So y'all check that out, and then like I said, man, Fury Wilder 3, man, it's coming. It's coming, man. It's coming. All right. Till then, I'll check y'all later, man. Peace out.
Peace out.